Hey everybody, Dave Neal here, stand-up comedian and podcaster. I'm going to go over last night's debate, but only look at the funny moments. There weren't many, but as Abe Lincoln once said, I laughed because I must not cry. And it was a dumpster fire. A lot of pundits said it was the worst debate in the history of American politics. That's not good. When I look at the funny parts of debates, you look at just funny lines, moments where there's laughter. But look, we're in a global pandemic. There isn't much to laugh about when they're talking about deaths and this and that. But let's break it down.
The fact is that everything he's saying so far is simply a lie. I'm not here to call out his lies. Everybody knows he's a liar.
But you
I just want to make sure.
Joe, you're the liar.
I want to make sure.
Graduated last in your class, not first in your class.
I want to make sure.
Mr. President, can you let him finish, sir?
No, he doesn't know how to do that. He has.
You'd be surprised.
You pick.
You'd be surprised.
So being the bully doesn't really work much in comedy. You have to punch up, not down. And because he's the president here, he's really got all there is to lose. But he's like, you're a liar. No, you're a liar. It's kind of like sparring back and forth. This whole debate is more like a roast battle than actually like funny moments, because believe it or not, there's just no time for them to interject with any kind of smart quips. It was kind of just like a street brawl, really. I made a video for the Democratic debates, and you could clearly see moments where everyone had their zinger ready. You had Amy Klobuchar, Bernie Sanders using his sarcasm. Oh, wouldn't it be nice if everyone had health care? And then you had people like Biden, who actually kind of operated as like the host of it all. Because like the host of a stand-up show kind of gets to know everybody, smooth, charismatic, no real written jokes, but he can have a line or two. That's Biden's energy. Trump's energy is just like, I'm going to pepper you with insults, and you might laugh, not because it's funny, but because it's true. So there is always laughter when it comes to authenticity. So if you get a true line off, then that can be a laughter moment. But like I said, there's no audience here, so we're not going to really hear any audience laughing, but I think we can find the sad but funny moments.
I'm not going to answer the question.
Why
because,
would you answer that
because
question?
the question is,
Supreme Court justice, radical left.
Will you shut up, man?
Listen, who is on your list, Joe?
Will you shut up, man? That's like if a stand-up comedian has to deal with a heckler over and over and the club won't throw the heckler out. Because like normally if you're like a good like A-list comedian, you can be like, get that guy removed. You can just be like Daniel Tosh and be like, no, throw that guy out. But when you're doing a C-list club, no one's there to see you. They've all got free tickets. They've had their bucket of, cheap drinks. They're eating their fried food and they're just heckling you all day. Eventually as a comic, after you've told them politely to be quiet, you're like, dude, can you just shut up? I'm trying to do my job. You know what I mean? That's where Biden is right now. So he's already at a desperate moment to start the debate.
We have ended this segment. We're going to move on to the second segment.
That was really a productive segment, wasn't it?
Yeah. Biden's lost it. He goes, oh, that was nice, right? That's like when you're bombing on stage and you're just like, okay, this isn't going well. So just by Biden acknowledging how poorly it's going, it kind of steers it in a better direction for him, because he's like, oh, this is not good. You know what I mean? Like versus trying to fight it. It's like if you ever have a bit that's bombing, instead of just doing the bit and letting it bomb, you go, wow, this is not going well for me. Usually it can break some tension.
Question goes to you first, sir. 2 minutes uninterrupted.
Good luck.
He had the answer. It was Biden's turn to talk, and he said, good luck. That was like his subconscious out loud. It was like, good luck, Joe. You got this, my man.
And a lot more are going to die unless he gets a lot smarter, a lot quicker.
So,
Mr. President?
Did you use the word smart? So you said you went to Delaware State, but you forgot the name of your college. You didn't go to Delaware State. You graduated either the lowest or almost the lowest in your class. Don't ever use the word smart with me. Don't ever use that word.
Oh, give me a break.
Because
Oh, this is it, folks. This is the state of our world right now. Did you use the word smart? And let me rewind that. He does this thing where he does Trump, when he wants to enunciate whatever his punchline is, he does this like jaw drop moment. Let's watch that again.
Did you use the word smart?
Did you use the word smart? Okay. That's like his De Niro, like, you talking to me? You used the word smart in my debate?
Well, he's just shush for a minute.
Tell it to Nancy Pelosi and Schumer.
By the way,
Chuck.
Nancy Pelosi and Schumer, they have a plan. He won't even meet with them. The Republicans won't meet with him in the Senate. And he sits on his golf course. And literally, think about it.
You probably play more than I do, Joe.
What about this question of reopenings and the fact?
Well, he wants to shut down this country, and I want to keep it open. And we
You
did a
ju-
great
he
thing
just
by
admitted
shutting
he
it
shut
down.
it down.
Wait a minute,
Let
Joe.
him
Let me
finish,
shut
sir.
you down for a second, Joe, just for 1 second.
See, that's funny because it's like, in this case, it's like Trump's the comic and Biden's the heckler. So Biden mentions shutting down and he uses that word against him. Let me shut you down for a second. That's a funny line. It's a funny line. But, playing it all in context, Trump is clearly the aggressor, interrupting him nonstop. So it kind of doesn't make sense. But this golf course line's hilarious. Two old men arguing about who has more tee times.
He sits on his golf course, and literally, think about it.
You probably play
think
more than
about
I
it.
do, Joe.
You probably play more than I do, Joe. Underbite.
You have to understand, if you look, I have a mask right here. I put a mask on, when I think I need it. Tonight, as an example, everybody's had a test, and you've had social distancing and all of the things that you have to, but I
Just
wear
like your
masks
rallies.
when needed. When needed, I wear masks.
Okay, let me ask.
I don't wear masks like him. Every time you see him, he's got a mask. He could be speaking 200 feet away from it. He shows up with the biggest mask I've ever seen.
It's the hyperbole. He could be 200 feet away. He shows up with the biggest mask I've ever seen. It's crazy over there. He does this. He states a conditional statement and then he shows his example, which is kind of just like what a comic would do. He goes, geez, he'd wear a mask X, Y, and Z. Now let me prove it. So let's show that again.
Mask right here. I put a mask on, when I think I need it. Tonight, as an example, everybody's had a test, and you've had social distancing and all of the things that you have to, but I
Just
wear
like your
masks
rallies.
when needed. When needed, I wear masks.
Okay, let me ask.
I don't wear masks like him. Every time you see him, he's got a mask.
Every time you see him, he's got a mask. Now let me prove my point. Every time he does, blah, blah, blah. Now let me create a story which is heightened more than normal.
Speaking 200 feet away from it, he shows up with the biggest mask I've ever seen.
That could be like a Seinfeld bit. Everybody's got a mask. I saw a guy, he was scuba diving. It's crazy the amount of masks. Really bad impression. I'm not an impressionist.
But they want their schools open.
People want
I'm
to
the
be
one that
safe.
brought back football. By the way, I brought back Big Ten football. It was me, and I'm very happy to do it. And
All right,
people of Ohio are very proud of me.
Funny. This is like watching a sitcom without a laugh track, okay? Because he's pandering so hard. He goes, I brought back football. He says that at a campaign rally, and it's, oh, yeah, go, Ohio State, go Buckeye, whatever. He just panders. And that's the equivalent of a stand-up comedian being like, oh, give it up for the troops. Oh, give it up for your wait staff. Oh, give it up for abortion. Whatever it is. It's like, all right, what town am I in? I'm in Seattle. All right, give it up for the protesters. Go light a tree on fire. You know what I mean? It's like he'll use wherever he is. He's in New England. Oh, clam chowder. Give it up for the clam chowder. Don't they have great clam chowder? How about Paul Revere? Everybody make some noise for Paul Revere. He's kind of like Bill Burr does this, where he just will take whatever the local colloquial reference is and just mess with it. Like, I don't know if you've ever seen Bill Burr's tirade where he pretty much kind of put him on the map when it comes to Philadelphia. I think he was actually in Camden, New Jersey. And he's like, oh, Joe Frazier, your only statue is of Rocky, a fake fighter. Nonstop. Just hilarious. But that's kind of what Trump is. He finds out the local area he's going to be in. He's like, all right, my people want football. Bring them back the football. Ah! Like if he needed to win Michigan and Michigan loved ice fishing competitions, he'd be like, I'm bringing back your ice fishing. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Whatever needs to be done.
By everyone has discredited. Matter of fact, even
Mr.
the
President,
people who
please stop.
testified.
All right, this is funny because this is Chris Wallace losing his mind. So Trump didn't even say anything yet, and then Chris Wallace goes, President Trump, stop. Let's just watch that one more time. Obviously, Trump's been interrupting nonstop, but in this instance, you have Chris Wallace telling him to shut up. It's almost like when your mom's like, don't pick up that spatula. If you pick up that spatula, hey.
By everyone has discredited. Matter of fact, even the people who
please stop.
testified.
He does what my mom does. Dip, 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 dip. Classic. Hey, Chris Wallace, he tried his best.
With you,
Go
they
ahead.
said-
Wait a minute. You get the final word, Mr.
Well, it's hard to get any word in with this clown. Excuse me.
Hey, let me just say to you,
No.
And clown is right, okay? Clown is right. Whether it's the face paint, the oversized expressions, or just the inability to let anyone, get a word in. Wow.
Chris, can I be honest? It's a very important
Try to be
question.
honest.
He
That's a good
stood
thing.
up.
That's good. There you go. Biden jabs right back. Can I be honest? Try to be honest. Can I tell the truth for a second? We've been waiting 4 years. You know what I mean? So I've given Biden some problems. Link above if you want to see me criticizing Biden and how he debates. I had a bit that I was doing when I didn't think Biden was going to be the Democratic nominee, where I said whenever he answers a question, he starts it with the fact of the matter is, because he doesn't know what he's about to say next. But the fact of the matter is, I think Biden's actually more coherent than I thought he would be. You know, you don't need to have the processors at 100% where you're firing back in 2 seconds. If it takes you 3 seconds versus 2.8 seconds to decide to use a nuclear code, go, fine with me. Biden's just like he's like a 2016 MacBook Pro. He's not the newest version, but we can still log on with that.
The answer to the question is no.
Ukraine.
No, sir.
With $1 billion, if you
That
get rid
is
of
absolutely not true.
You're doing it.
You're going to
Not
have
true.
Gentlemen.
Trump asked him a question. Chris Wallace actually played to Trump. Trump normally will answer rhetorical questions that aren't really being answered, and he'll give his answer, and that's kind of like his punchline. He's almost like playing the net in tennis, like they're hitting the ball and he just smashes it back at them. So Trump goes, hey, can I ask a question? And Chris Wallace goes, no, the answer is no, you can't ask a question. I'm the moderator. I'm the captain here.
With $1 billion, if you
That
get rid
is
of
absolutely not true.
You're doing it.
You're going to
Not
have
true.
Gentlemen. I hate to raise my voice, but it seems to be, why should I be different than the two of you?
That's funny. I hate to raise my voice, but why should I be the difference from the two of you? I mean, how often can you remember a moderator being a part of a debate like this? Usually they throw out the questions and they let them feast, but the moderator's in between the two animals going back and forth. I mean, I don't know. What do you guys think? Did Chris Wallace do an okay job? I thought he was tough on both of them. I thought he tried his best to, give them time. And I mean, it's really, I'll be honest. I think Trump should have let Biden talk more. I think that would have exposed Biden more, to be honest. But by Trump kind of just being some sort of like, just Hitler on amphetamines, like crazy, he actually came off looking more deranged.
Our suburbs would be gone. By the way, our suburbs would be gone, and you would see problems like you've never seen.
He would know a suburb unless he took a wrong turn.
Oh, I know suburbs.
He would not. I was raised.
We got to watch it again. Oh, I know suburbs. I know the burbs. I know the suburbs. I know the suburbs. They call it in French. Oh my gosh, this was so funny. All Trump had to do, Trump was interrupting Biden the whole set. All he needed to do was step on his heels and create a flat tire moment. So like in stand-up, if you don't get the punchline out, it's called like a flat tire. Like if someone kind of interrupts you, it ruins the punchline. It's like someone hitting your hitting your final note. It ruins everything. But what happened was Trump let Biden talk and Biden delivered. Trump threw his best pitch and Biden hit it out of the park. This shouldn't go understated. I mean, this was like a real fun moment to watch Biden come back. You want to talk about suburbs? You wouldn't know suburbs unless you made a wrong turn on the way to your golf course, you son of a bitch. You know what I mean?
Our suburbs would be gone. By the way, our suburbs would be gone, and you would see problems like you've never seen.
He would know a suburb unless he took a wrong turn.
Oh, I know suburbs.
He would not.
So much better.
No, I know suburbs so much better than you. Everything's so much better. I can just imagine Joe Biden with his aviator glasses on in a convertible, driving through the suburbs, laughing to himself, that laugh he does where he goes, just, knowing that he landed that line. Hey, credit where it's due. I don't care if he wrote it or if he was prepped all month. Who cares? He delivered the line.
Go ahead. Mr. Vice President answered his final question.
The final question is, I can't remember which of all his rantings.
I'm having a little trouble myself, but...
This was a great moment where Chris Wallace was like, all right, Biden, answer the final question. Knowing full well Chris Wallace for like the last 7 minutes was only thinking about the cocktail he's about to drink after this whole debate. And then Biden's like, I don't even remember the last question. And then Chris Wallace goes, I didn't remember the last question either. I thought you would know. And then Trump's like, questions? Let's watch that one more time. That was pretty funny.
Mr. Vice President answered his final question.
The final question is, I can't remember which of all his rantings.
I'm having a little trouble myself, but...
And then Trump goes, you don't remember much. Okay, Trump got a little line in there. Look, normally Trump has like these daggers, like with Clinton, he had that punchline where it was like, "Cause I would lock you up," and the place went nuts because it was kind of like that moment where he had this kind of zinger. I didn't see any zingers by Trump last night, like that really landed. I didn't see any zingers that really landed. Yeah, he kind of peppered Biden, but in today's world, we're actually not dealing with facts. We're dealing with who can win the moment. And it was pretty, it was a pretty big toss-up. I think most polls said that Biden won. But again, we're not even talking politics in this video. We're talking about humor. And you know, I miss the days where you'd get a little bit of Bernie Sanders, where he would like rib on you and then give you a wink. You know what I mean? There isn't, you know, even in MMA fights, they shake hands and hug each other after they try to kill each other, right? But in this, of course, they can't touch each other. They can't shake hands, but which is so... It's so symbolic of the way 2020 is going that they can't touch hands because of social distancing. Because metaphorically speaking, politically, we're not touching hands. We're not shaking hands when this is all said and done. All right, thank you so much for checking out this video. If you liked it, hit the like button, leave a comment, and don't forget to subscribe. It helps the YouTube algorithm. And if you want, let me know in the comment section. I'll try to make a couple more of these comedy reaction videos to the debate. Like I said, we laugh because we can't cry. See you next time. Bye, everyone.